Hey everybody, we're live. It's Frank from PulseWave Trading with the man from PulseWave Trading, the creator, Dex the Algo Capitalist. How you doing, buddy?
What up? What up?
We're here for, I think Jen marked it part 3. I can't remember if it's part 3 or part 4, but it's officially part 3 of our Q&A. We've been having these wonderful Q&As with you every Friday, a Take Back Friday. And today we're continuing that. We've been having a lot of fun with it. And I know our PulseWave members, which the membership has been growing by the day. People are getting excited about cryptos again. People are getting excited about trading again. I know our PulseWavers are always excited, but with so much volatility, especially in the crypto market, we've been seeing tons and tons of people coming in here. So that's been great. So we're gonna take your questions live. You can post them right here in the chat, and we'll see them. But we also have some questions that we collected from our friends and members in PulseWave Trading over the last few weeks, and we've got some good ones. So are you ready, Dex?
I'm ready, man. Let it roll.
You always kill these questions, so I'm actually excited. All right, here we go. All right, so this one, now I will tell you, because the tone is important, and I remember the way this question was asked was very friendly. This is not an obnoxious question. This person's a very positive PulseWaver. But they were asking, this was a few weeks ago, and they were basically saying this, which I thought was kind of funny. Why did the PulseWave rally and crash alerts not play out on the price action? So they were talking about some specific report that didn't pan out. And this is actually a good question, because sometimes they don't play out. So talk about that. Why would a signal not play out that week, or maybe even go in a different direction? Because we know a big part of what we do is managing trades, and the pulse waves help us get in and out of the markets, but they don't always tell us exactly what's going to happen in the future. So talk about that so that we have the right way of approaching them. Because I think sometimes we get a member, I'll just say this and then I'll give it to you. Sometimes we get a member, their idea is, well, this report has a rally alert. That means if it doesn't happen, something's wrong with the report, or something's wrong with the system, or something like that. But the way we trade, it doesn't really work that way. It's about catching the rally when it happens and being ready for it when it happens. So anyway, you go ahead and answer the way you do.
So let me break that down very specifically. All right, because that is a very good question, actually. And when you hear the answer, it's probably going to blow you away. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
First and foremost, and I said this in the pre-market PulseWave report that I just finished doing a few minutes ago.
Yeah. The
rally and crash alerts that you get on the report used to be called positive and negative bot checks.
Wow.
That's what it was called when I first designed it. It was called bot checks. And they have morphed now into full-blown rally and crash alerts. Now, these rally and crash alerts tend to lead the market 3 to 5 days out. All right, so they're forward-looking. Sometimes that will not materialize. Sometimes you'll get a rally alert and the market will crash, or you'll get a crash alert and the market will rally. All right, that happens, and it can happen more often than not. Sometimes the indicators will even flip-flop. You'll get a rally alert today on Facebook, followed by a crash alert tomorrow on Facebook. All right, that can happen too. It depends on market conditions. Now, you would think if you get a rally or crash alert that doesn't, and the market doesn't materialize, oh, your indicator was wrong or whatever. That's not necessarily the case. See, the system is designed so that if the rally alert or crash alert does not materialize, it doesn't matter, because you're not losing any money. You're not in it anyway. So you can think about that. There's safeguards built into the system. It's designed to put you on the right side of the market with the order flow. So if there's a rally alert and we don't get any upside production, then you're not triggered into the trade.
Yeah.
If you get a crash alert and there's no downside production, you're not triggered into the trade. See how that works?
Huge difference in the way that you approach trading. You're waiting for confirmation. You're not getting in based on the rally.
We have intraday price inflection.
Ready for the rally. Yeah.
Right. It's intraday price inflection points that we use to determine how we're going to approach our market. Just because you got a rally alert doesn't mean you're waiting for the market to rally before you buy. Just because you have a crash alert doesn't mean that you're waiting for the market to fall before you sell. See, that's the caveat with the system. Sometimes we're buying strength, other times we're buying weakness.
Right.
Sometimes we're selling strength, other times we're selling weakness. It just depends on the day. That's why it's such a powerful tool.
Excellent.
It's designed to put you and keep you on the right side of the market. And even in situations where it's wrong, it always pans itself out and still gets you on the right side of the market for those big moves. So a lot of work has gone into creating the methodology. That's why it's so robust. That's why it works in every market, across all markets, forex, futures, equities, and crypto. No other methodology on the planet, no other system on the planet can make those claims. Only the PulseWaves can. And I have a 10-year track record on YouTube demonstrating it. All of my trading videos are still up, never been taken down.
Yeah. There's got a huge library on the channel of playlists of things from the past. Some excellent resources there. All right, excellent. That was a great question. All right, this next one. Now, this one's sort of a trick question because I know you're going to answer it a different way. But how to find a trend line? Last week you talked about sometimes you're trading with the trend. Sometimes the trend isn't going with the rally alert, et cetera. We got into that in the last podcast or last Q&A. But talk a bit about whether or not we care necessarily about finding a trend line and how you could use the reports to understand what's going on with the trend.
Okay, so trend lines are like chart patterns. They're subjective and they're in the eye of the beholder. One trend line to you could be a different trend line for me. One chart pattern for you could be another chart pattern for me. You can say, oh, I see a head and shoulders pattern. I could say, well, I see a falling wedge pattern. It's in the eye of the beholder, and it's meaningless. It's not going to help you make money. When you watch my end of day reports, you see a bunch of colorful squiggly lines and stuff are on the screen. You're looking at my algo charts. My algo charts are designed for specifically the end of day report. All right, that's what they're designed for, so that you can get a visual of what I'm talking about. The end of day reports are not the system. It is not the PulseWave price trigger system. It's just a charting algo configuration that I came up with to help you follow along with what I am telling you. You're able to get a visual of what I'm saying to you. Now, with that being said, what you do see on the end of day report is my rally and crash alerts. Rally alerts, you see that green arrow, and the crash alerts, you see the red arrow. I did put that on the chart so that you can get a more detailed perspective, but that's it. Everything I use on there is all proprietary, and that's why you won't be able to get your charts to look like mine, because I'm using proprietary stuff. And it doesn't matter. The end of day report charts that you're looking at, like I said, it's just a window into the soul of how I look at the markets, and I designed it so it'd be easier for the person viewing the video to follow along. It is not the system. The system is totally different. The reports that you get, totally different. And the reports carry a lot more weight and a lot more information than I can put on a YouTube video. So with that being said, if you're trying to replicate what I have done, you will not be able to, because it's all proprietary. And you don't need to. That's what the PulseWave reports are so different than other reports. It takes into account everything that you need to know and breaks it down into one concise report. And it's not a lot of stuff on there. It's very stripped down. It's very absolute. Buy here, sell there. Here's the kind of market that you are dealing with today. It's going to tell you if it's a bull market or if it's a bear market. If it's a bull market in a correction or a bear market in a correction. Or if you are in the Kumo cloud of death, consolidation, and confusion. It'll let you know if you are trading, if you're getting in the beginning of a move because it's a rally or crash alert, or if you're playing a continuation pattern, meaning you missed the initial move, and now you're basically playing catch up and trying to ride whatever wave is left.
Excellent. Hey, let us know if you're in the comments. We're not getting comments, which is really unusual for us. So I'm thinking there might be a technical problem. So it's kind of messing with my Q&A. So if you're listening and you're in the chat room, you want to throw a comment in there. If you're in the pro chat, I'm in there. So that would be good. But I got one or two left anyway for you, Dex. Here's a good one. Someone was asking me about this, and I really wasn't sure how to answer it. When you're entering into a trade, are you setting targets for those trades, or are you just waiting for them to play out? I'll just ask you their question. They're saying this. When entering a trade, how does Dex set targets when entering a trade? That would be nice to know. I noticed he uses moving average or pointers when setting target prices. At least they seem to notice that. So any comment on how or if you set targets when you're entering a trade?
No. Again, for the purpose of the videos, I'm giving you an idea of what the extent of the move is that I may be expecting. But no, I do not set targets when I place my orders. I let the market determine how much and how long the move is going to last. That's why we created the pop method, so you can trail your open positions.
Excellent. All right, cool. All right, it looks like we do have some people in the comments. Okay, great. Okay, here's a common question, Dex. This is about how to use the system. I know this is one we've answered before, but it's kind of a good one, especially for people who are new to it. And that's this. If you're looking at a particular price trigger, let's say you missed your entry, the price trigger was hit, but then the price pulls back a little bit. Is it safe to still buy in at the trigger, or would you leave that one alone?
That's another really good question. That is a really, really good question. And I would say it just depends. Okay, so we'll take Facebook, for example. Let's say you bought the report said that you were going to buy Facebook at $265 a share today.
Mm-hmm.
Market opens, it comes up to, let's say, trades at 267, then pulls back to 250. If you missed that initial trigger, should you go ahead and place a market order and get in the market, or should you wait for the market to come back to that and then enter at the trigger price? The answer is always going to be enter the market at the trigger price. Always.
Okay.
Always. That's why it's a good habit to get into the habit of placing your orders ahead of the market, so you don't have to end up chasing the market. That's good discipline. I always stress that. When you get the reports, go ahead and start selecting which markets you want to participate in and start placing your trade orders accordingly. Don't wait for the market to do something and then you're chasing it, because it can get away from you real fast.
Yeah, it's the worst. Okay, Paul's got a question for us. What are DeFi networks and what you think? So I pulled up a definition, DeFi. It's funny, every conversation I have this week, someone brings up DeFi. I don't know if there was some kind of report that came out that said these are the thing in the future, but everybody I talked to is saying DeFi this week. So short for decentralized finance, getting this right off of CoinDesk, an umbrella term for a variety of financial applications in cryptocurrency or blockchain geared toward disrupting financial intermediaries. So my understanding, DeFi, and a well-known example of this would be Populous PPT as a decentralized financial tool. But yeah, I don't have much to say about it. It's something that keeps coming up. So I'm actually interested in it. I've been reading articles about it this week. But Dex, any thoughts about that?
Yeah. They're trying to social justice warrior everything.
Yeah.
They want to politicize the markets now.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, it's just they're just coming up with new clever terminology and wording to talk about something that's already been in existence, like they just discovered something. No,
Mm.
it's already been here. The crypto markets are already decentralized.
Yeah.
So you can say, oh, it's a DeFi network because you're defying the central banking system.
Okay.
Okay, and so what? What about it? Just because it's a decentralized network doesn't mean you're going to make money in it.
Mm-hmm.
It could be decentralized. It could be centralized. Doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah.
That's not really the question. The question is, do you think, the real question is, do you think that altcoins and Bitcoin are the future? Do you think the whole blockchain of everything is coming? I'm going to say yes. I believe blockchain is the future. I believe that everything that you know and love and hold dearly to this day is going to be behind a blockchain at some point in the future. Do I think that decentralized markets are going to continue to have their day in the sun? Yes, I do believe that, because there's nothing the government can do per se to stop that, because they don't own it, they don't control it. But they can always legislate it out of existence. In other words, make it illegal or make it difficult for those decentralized markets to work. How do they do that? By leaning on them with banking, the same way that they're canceling people now with cancel culture. And what's the first thing they do? They hit you with the bank. They say the bank no longer wants to do business with you.
Yep.
All right. And then that cuts off your source of funding. You cut off the source of funding, then you can't operate anymore. So that forces you to operate outside of the system. Hence the whole purpose for decentralized markets. They're not beholden to that.
Right.
So that's usually the way the government works, and controlling and taking over. And if you look throughout history, even colonialization of countries and occupation of countries, they use banking to do it. They squeeze you with banking. That's why oil rich countries like Argentina and Venezuela, you got people starving to death, and it's an oil rich country, not because they don't have the natural resource, but because the United States has decided that I'm going to punish you if you don't do what we want you to do, and we'll just turn off the spigot. We'll make it so that your banking will be cut off from you. You won't be able to have access your funding. We'll freeze your money. We'll do this. We'll do that. So that's why we had decentralized markets to begin with, so that the overreaching dictatorial powers of the central banking system won't have any reach there, and people can still operate outside of that construct. So it does serve a purpose. That's why they've been demonizing the whole blockchain technology and the whole crypto market, saying it was a place for criminals to go. No, you're only calling them criminals because they have subjugated you and bypassed you as a central bank. All right. So that's why they don't like it. They don't like anything that exists outside of their purview or their control. All right. So that's what this is all about. Putting power back in the hands of the people.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, it serves a major purpose and place. But if the central banks ever decided to go to war against it, they have such an incredible apparatus and machine that it would be quite easy for them to do, believe it or not. It wouldn't be difficult. Look at it this way. Why do you think they have clamped down on their U.S. citizens? U.S. citizens, they've made it so that it's nearly impossible for you to decentralize from the central banking system if you're an American citizen. They've all but cut those lanes off to you. That's why people have to use VPNs.
Yeah.
So they're forcing you to go outside of them because they want to control you and tax you into oblivion also. So people are saying, no, we're fed up with that. We don't want to be slaves of the central banking system. We want to go and operate outside of it. That's why all these wars have been fought, U.S. bombing other countries, because they say we're not going to operate in the petrodollar anymore. We want to trade in gold or trade in Bitcoin or something else. Then the U.S. says, I don't think so. And then they want to bomb you into oblivion. and bomb you into submission. So unfortunately, this is an ongoing struggle, and it's going to end, one of two ways. And I think we know what that means. So right now it's power to the people, full throttle. But who knows what the future holds? So they can say, the democratization of markets and all this other stuff. No, it's not. They always want to make things about revolution. And they want to make things about, freedom fighters. First of all, no one's saying anything about a revolution. People are just operating in the market so they can make money, since the government has closed off all other avenues of people making money, i.e. jobs. When you lock down the economy and forbid people to work, and then people who want to work can't work now because now their company has gone out of business because it can't afford to operate being closed and no customers. So this has been just a huge farce. The government is liable for all of these things, and people still voted the same powers that be back into power. And that's a shame, and that just shows you the sheer ignorance of the average American citizen.
Yeah, we're in trouble. Well, there is good news, Dex. We're wrapping up right now. It's Take Back Friday. It's time for pizza night. It's time to hang out. But we've got something cool next week. We're not going to spill all the beans, but Dex and I decided something fun that we're going to do. And involves trading cryptos, and it's going to be awesome. So all of you lose sleep this weekend wondering about the awesomeness that will ensue.
I like that.
Awesome. Dex, we love you. We appreciate you, man. Thanks so much for all your help. And it's so funny in this crazy world. I can't even say guidance because of but wisdom and insight. How's that? For all your wisdom and insight, I appreciate it. And we appreciate PulseWavers. Thanks for watching. We hope you have a great weekend. And we've got some great memberships going at PulseWave Trading right now. $49 is our starter, and it's a great package. You could trade 7 crypto pairs, I think, and 3 forex pairs, something like that. And they're good. 3 of those pairs are on Bybit for those of you who want to do the coin margin contract tradey kind of stuff that I like doing. And so it's a lot of fun. So check that out at pulsewavetrading.com. And of course, if you want to trade almost literally anything, you can upgrade to Pro. And we've got a new low price for Pro that's really special for us. We've never done this before. And it's not a sale. It's our new price. And it's pretty awesome. So it's actually lower than past sales.
Pretty much.
It's a great price, and people are loving it. I'm seeing people are upgrading all the time, and we're having a lot of fun. So it's great to see the cryptos exploding and get to trade with all these wonderful people at PulseWave Trading. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. We are over, and we are out.
Peace.